Well, hello and welcome back to tonight's episode of Dice and Destiny. From our home in the void, we bring you tonight's entertainment. And with that, let's get into tonight's recap. Let's go with Osiris.
Oh, fun. Yay. Right. What happened last time? Last time we continued on our journey walking out of the wonderful forest. Had a bit of a talk. The group had a talk, and we now have 2 obsidian shards.
Yes.
We walked for a bit and went actually the good way. Because it turns out, I'll get into that in a second, but we ended up in a town just chilling. We had some sort of very nice moments. Wesley had a very harshing moment about
Who's
his
Wesley,
character.
though?
Valid point.
Valid point, you know what? Damn. Steve. My bad. Steve had a very touching moment reminiscing about his wife. We had a bit of a talk towards what we wanted to do and walked for another little bit and came across this dude who was stuck in a field. His leg was trapped by I forgot what it was, a entanglement plant.
Yes.
That he ran over while trying to escape some bandits. Because it turns out the other way in the forest was not so good. And their whole carriage got attacked. The parents of the man have been taken. And he asked us to hopefully help him out, bring him there, and just get him to town safely. But we did. We got him to a neighboring town. We're currently staying. The guards are a little odd, safe to say. And we ended off the session with a few characters having different talks, and a talk between Wesley and Osiris about something to do with the shards.
So, yes, that was actually probably one of the better recaps of the whole season so far. Thank you for the recap. So, without further ado, I can say we actually left it in the tavern that night as people were going to bed. We had Aura, who was screaming into a pillow and casting light from the prayer that she said, and she had a feeling like she was on hold with her goddess Shantae, and Gary had curled up in a cot towards the back of the room, whilst the rest of you were laying down, going to sleep. So Chris was asleep already by that point. His head pretty much hit the pillow. Steve was just drifting off, but was awake enough to overhear Osiris ask a question.
No, we're gonna get into this. Alright, well. Can I talk to you?
Yeah, sure. What is it?
It's about my sword. And he will present said sword with the handle pointing towards Steve.
Steve takes the blade and so what's about the sword?
You're versed in Arcana, or for the most part.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn to understand the arcane ways.
The sword, I do some stuff to do with blood or blood magic, and each time the sword feeds off of it or it disappears.
So your sword disappears every time you use your abilities?
No, the blood disappears into the handle.
I see. So do you want me to cast a spell on it? What would you like me to do?
I was just asking if you have any way to glean more information out about this.
Well, I mean, if you give me 10 minutes, I could try casting a detect magic spell.
Take your time.
So Steve grabs like his arcane focus, which is like a arcane writing tool used for casting rituals.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve will cast detect magic on the blade.
So as you pull out the various materials and objects and required thoughts and peace of mind in the still of the night at this moment, to perform your ritual to detect magic on the hilt of this blade, you detect a faint aura of you detect a aura of, it's hard to describe it. It doesn't feel good or bad in any way. It just feels like hunger. Like this blade is thirsting for the blood. But at the same time, it's not doesn't feel malicious in any way. As you continue to focus on it with your ritual, you don't really seem to get much more out of it, but I would like you to roll me an Arcana check.
Lovely.
Because
Arcana.
you do get a feeling of something deeper.
Let's say, that's a net 20.
It is indeed, and on a total roll of 26, first roll of the night being a crit, well done. You immediately recognize it's the closest you can put it to back from your days on Earth is like a high security building that's just covered in CCTV with this feeling of being watched whenever the handle is held. Can I
This-
ask, who is carrying the shards at this moment? I know Jamie has one. Sorry. I know that Aspen has one.
I think Aurora had the other shard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you currently doing in this room as you're all trying to get to sleep? Aspen.
Oh. I don't know. Uh,
You got this, come on.
um, I, I don't know. I guess.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Let's just say
Sleeping.
you're probably curled up on a bundle of woolen blankets and things that have been brought in for you at some point. Where are you keeping the shard currently?
I think she probably would have stuffed it in one of her pockets. I like to think she's got like those. I can't think what they're called, but you know, like the like baggy shorts with all the pockets in, with like a button to fasten one of the pockets closed. I feel like she's just dropped it in there and fastened it closed.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. As this ritual of detect magic is being performed on the object, on the hilt of this sword, the obsidian inlay begins to glow a little bit. And within it, you seem to see the appearance of a blood red colouring starting to come through the obsidian. Not leaking out, but leaking into the colour of it, into this black glass. And you feel in your pocket, Aspen, that the shard itself that you've got is beginning to warm slightly. It's not getting hot, but it is beginning to warm up.
I mean, she's had the trauma of almost being set on fire, so even though it's warm, I think she's probably going to scramble to take it out of her pocket and put it on like a side table or something.
Okay, as you do so, the shard flies out from your hand as you pull it out, and it hits the hilt of the spell of the hilt of the sword whilst you're doing your detect magic, and you can almost see a link has formed, very wispy sort of entrails, very misty in appearance, but you see that it has formed a sudden link to the hilt of the sword. At the same time, Aura's shard, also flies out from her pocket. And you see the same link form a triangle between these three pieces of obsidian. The inlay in the hilt, the fire shard, and the sparky electrical shard, which produce that lightning. your focus with that nat 20 in Arcana changes from just the hilts to these now 3 linked objects that seem to be forming a perfect triangle. And as it does so, what are you doing? How are you reacting, Steve?
Steve does look very surprised at, this whole thing happening. So I think Steve would shift his focus a bit from the blade, from the blade itself, to more of those shards, and tries to see if in any way the blade has changed, like if he senses anything new other than the hunger that's coming from this blade.
The hunger itself has started to fade.
Mm-hmm.
Undoubtedly. And from within it, not the blade itself, but from these 3 shards that have formed this link with each other, or the 2 shards in the hilt, I should say, you get a sense of divination magic.
Oh.
And that is on top of the elemental magic that is protruding and enveloping your senses. I need you, Steve, to roll me a wisdom save.
All right. Wisdom save. That's 21.
You get a sense that you're being watched. And with that roll, I would say you have enough time to start to complete a reaction. What would you like to do?
So it feels like I am being watched.
Yes, it feels like that there is something looking right at you, into you, but you have enough time to react. So yes, my microphone has decided to cut. Oh God. No, but my Discord's decided to play silly buggers now, and my mouse isn't working on. Yeah, briefly. And my Discord has just reset itself.
Oh, good.
So yeah, so sorry about that. I cut out, and now my headset's actually working again. Great. Do apologise for the technical difficulties here, but we'll get through them. Right. So as I was saying, you with that roll, you have enough time to react. You do feel this sense of something is watching you, staring at you, and staring straight into your soul. How are you reacting?
Can I make any kind of check to maybe disclose who it might be, or if the face that's staring at me is familiar?
So the face that is staring at you is not familiar.
All right.
But it does feel like it is watching with Is watching with an obsession like you get a sense of an obsession from this thing that is watching you.
Alright, I feel like Steve in that case would end the spell and end the rune that's casting the spell and break the connection.
You break the connection and the feeling begins to fade. The link between these three objects breaks, and the pieces, which were vibrating ever so slightly, stop. The hot shard, the heat shard, stops and it cools down once again. And the same with the lightning shard that you had of Obsidian. It stops sparking internally.
Oh, that
It's
was
safe for people to pick them up again.
Wow, that was very strange.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, so initially what I got from this blade is like a insatiable hunger. But as soon as I casted this spell, and the shards attached to the hilts, it felt as like someone was staring into my eyes or into my soul with an obsession.
It's at this moment that Gary sits up a bit too suddenly, as though someone who was pretending to be asleep has just woken up. And he looks over at you and... My God, you've got black glass?
What?
I instinctually put my hand on the sword.
You've got black glass. Do you know what trouble that brings?
No.
I've had this sword for ages.
So, before my parents were kidnapped, we were on a mission. We were given some black glass. And, well, yeah. Anyway, long story short, I've got the black glass safe on me, and I'm supposed to be returning it to the city with my parents, and we've had to put it in a lead-lined box because we don't know what power it contains. What you have is extremely dangerous. We don't know where it's come from. But I do know that, let's just say, the Writ are after me and the carriage. And this shard of black glass. And if they knew what you had, they'd be after you too. The Writ aren't to be messed with.
Then we better keep this all quiet and make sure it's not being told about.
But what are you doing with black glass anyway? How did you come across it? And he looks around and just checks that things like the windows and the door is sort of fully locked as he gets up and starts walking around the room. He's making a bit of a disturbance as he does so, tripping over Jess as she lays there to get to the window, waking you up.
I was in a bed.
Yeah.
I would shove him off. I would shove him off the bed and be like, "What the actual are you doing?"
Sorry. I was just checking for any.
That's what they all say.
Anything that.
Get over there. And she points and says, as if they get away from her, get over there, and points towards Steve, and then rolls over and pulls a blanket over herself again and grumbles.
He looks at the pieces of black glass that he sees that are still out in the open, but sort of been picked back up by the respective people. And he looks at it and well, the one that I've got that's in the lead line box that I carry. Well, it seems to melt pretty much anything it touches. Almost like acid.
So another elemental type shard.
Yeah. But how did you get these?
One we got from fighting a wolf. Like it was in the abdomen of I think it was like a possessed wolf.
So they're corrupt in nature as well.
It seems like it. And from what I got from casting the spell, I got the sense someone was watching me.
Someone or something? There's a big difference.
Yeah, I think something was watching me with almost like an obsession.
He breathes a slight sigh of relief as he hears you say something rather than someone. Well, might as well come out with it.
Out with what?
The shards. They've only appeared since there's been reports of disturbances at the local mine, one of the mines nearby. I say nearby, it's a good week and a half journey from the Silver Lake cities. But the local fauna and flora and everything up there is drying out and wilting and withering away. We don't know what the cause is, and we've been sent to retrieve as many of these shards as possible. And then we've got the Black Glass Writ, which is a rather possessive group of people that have been hunting these down as well, and we've only managed to secure one shard for for the royal scribes to inspect and look at and study. That's this one, which undoubtedly seems to be one of the more dangerous ones that we've found. Tell me though, how have you got it inlaid in the hilt of the sword?
Well, like I said, I used like a spell, and the shards, they got attracted to them, to the hilt.
Roll me an intelligence check, please, Wesley.
Gladly. That's a 9.
The whole thing becomes a bit of a blur, a bit foggy in your memory, as if it's fading fast. As though the memory of what just happened is slowly being erased. From the moment you started being watched to the moment you felt and finished that watchful gaze.
Like, it's starting to fade from my memory what happened.
Yes.
It feels as if, I don't know. I feel like this memory is slowly being wiped.
Just those few moments. That maybe 10 minutes or so, 10, 11 minutes. But I would like anyone else that is willing to roll an Arcana check at this point in time.
Where is my sheet?
I'm a +0. I'll set that out.
Oh, so
You can
good.
still roll anyway.
It was hovering.
If I roll, can I just roll to see what I get? I don't want to use it because I don't think Aspen would have any magic.
Sure.
Anything.
Absolutely.
I'm just curious. I just want to see the number.
Out comes the nat 20.
Oh, I rolled it on my sheet, but I don't think it came through. I got a nat 1, so
I got a 13.
Do you want me to silvery barbs it so you can re-roll it?
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I'll allow it.
Do you want to?
No, it's fine. I don't actually want to use it, so I just wanted to see what number I got because I'm curious. And I wanted to roll
enough. So, with the 13 on that Arcana check, you're holding the hilt of your sword still, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
You feel that same hunger that he described. In your hands this time, as if it's reaching through to try and get to your veins for blood. But you also, on that 13, feel that maybe it was just your imagination. Feel that you almost saw a blinking eye and then it faded. Maybe it was your own reaction blinking.
It's gonna shake his head. Oh, okay. Strange. So
Gary looks at you all and is like, if you want, we can put the shards into the lead-lined box. Your sword won't fit, though.
You're not touching my sword.
Okay. He puts his hands up as he says that.
So, here is my thought on this. From what I think is correct is these shards are linked to each other.
Yep.
And they form a connection. Do we think whatever is watching us would see through these shards?
I wouldn't doubt it if that's what you think is happening. Gary looks a little nervous, which is probably all the more reason to put them into the lead-lined box, because I know that the Black Glass Writ, they've got their own scribes that are hunting them down through divination means.
Can I make an insight check on him?
Of course you can.
He's pushing this. Can I join in?
You can indeed.
He's pushing this a lot.
What's your insight modifier?
Mine +2.
I got a +4.
You can both roll.
Yeah, sure. Or you give me the help action.
Can I give the help action for this?
You can, because you're both kind of looking at him sus.
He's pushing this way too much. Dog, please. Alright, go on, roll it. I'll give you advantage.
Alright.
8. Respectable.
12.
On a 12, he's telling the truth as far as you can tell.
Seems about right.
Well, fishy!
He genuinely seems extremely nervous about these shards being out in the open where they can be found. He genuinely believes that the best thing for them is in a lead-lined box where the magic divination can't see or locate them. And now that he's there with 2 other shards and a sword that's got black glass inlay, he's even more concerned, and you can see that on his face.
All right, Gary. I think we should trust you and hand the shards.
He nods.
What do you think?
I mean, if it helps, I can offer for one of your party members to. And he looks over at Jamie. He looks over at Aspen. You seem strong enough to hold your own. If you want, you can hold on to the box with the shards in. I really wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I'd rather we keep them, so I'm happy to hold on to them. If no one else objects.
Not at all.
He starts rummaging through his bag and he pulls out a rather normal looking wooden box, at least on the outside, and then he opens it. And as he opens it, you see another shard that has been laid in almost like a velvet cushion inlay, surrounded by a lead casing that lines the inside of it. And he looks at Aura and he looks at Jamie. Well, here you go.
I'll take the box.
You take the box indeed.
Jamie, before we put this away, I think we should, since they are hunted for cause, get an extra measure of protection, and I would like to cast alarm on the box.
You already have alarm up on the door and the window to this room.
Yeah.
Casting alarm on the box will break the original alarm.
What do you guys think? Should we break the alarm that's in the room to be able for me to able to cast it on the box?
Can I ask what alarm does? For me.
It's pretty much just like a spell that you set an alarm against intrusion. Choose a door, a window, or area within range that is not larger than a 20-foot cube. Until the spell ends, an alarm alerts you whenever a creature touches or enters the warded area. When you cast a spell, you can designate creatures that won't set off the alarm. You also choose whether the alarm is audible or mental. So like it sets off like an alarm whenever someone touches the box, pretty much.
Mm.
Or in this case, enters the room.
Yeah, I feel like right now, if we're staying in this room, maybe just leave it on the room.
Yeah,
as long as we-
I can cast it tomorrow once the spell wears off.
Yeah, while we're like out and about, I feel like we could have it on the box, but if we're staying in one room, I guess alarm keeps us and the box safe.
Agreed.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
Hello?
Aura places her shard into the box after you've picked it up. Are you placing yours?
Yes.
As you place yours in, you see within this box the 3 shards all begin to rotate ever so slightly as though they are forming a ring or a triangle within this box, and you begin to see the wisps of the elements from each of these 3 intermingle with one another. As you close the box lid, it stops. Gary looks somewhat more relieved, although he's still clearly concerned about the inlay of the black glass in the hilt of your sword. You all called it something else originally. What was that name that you called it?
Oh, you mean obsidian shards?
Yes. Obsidian. I've read. There is a mountain in the north where the black glass has been previously sought and found. Obsidian rings a bell. I know it's used for various tools and has been used for making ornamental and ceremonial weapons. I wonder if your sword is one of those ceremonial swords that was made during the times. Oh, we're going back hundreds of years. During the time when the black glass or the obsidian was actually mined, and highly sought after as a precious gem, believe it or not. The stories go that they stopped mining for some unknown reason, and when an expedition was set out, originally the expedition never returned, but for a messenger bird that had a message that simply said they're all gone and dead. That was over 100 years ago. I don't think that and that area of the land has always been quite barren and dry and devoid of the spring that once flowed, the spring stream that once flowed that way and down into the Silver Lake itself. But more recently, and when I say that, I mean over the last few weeks, we've been noticing the next stream has been drying up as well. Still flowing for now, but the stream level has dropped considerably, and we've actually had to stop production at the flour mill that used to rely on that stream's power to push the wheel. They called it Obsidian back then. It's now known as black glass because it's effectively worthless, but it looks pretty.
So, Gary.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
worry,
rambling, aren't I?
Do you think that in that area there could be another shard?
Oh, in that area? I wouldn't doubt that there's a mountain that has a large quantity of it, although no one's really been that way, and few people have said that the lava river that flows underneath has been surprisingly active over the last 10 years or so. But only in the last sort of month has the stream been dry. The next stream along been drying up.
Yeah, that does seem like quite a dangerous area.
Oh yeah.
It's around about this time that you hear a knock on the door. 3 loud, authoritative knocks.
Jamie, put away the stones.
Yeah, I'll drop the box into my pocket and button it up.
I'm going to put a kind of like rag around the handle and put it down towards the hilt of like the entire blade in the sheath.
Fair enough.
Steve walks towards the door and opens it slightly so he can see who it is.
As you look out, you see 3 individuals. 2 guards that seem to have been playing cards at the little village entrance, and someone who seems to be wearing official robes of some sort with a chain around his neck and what appears to be an insignia that is that of a letter being written with a quill.
Good evening, gentlemen. How can I help you?
Sorry to disturb you this late, good sir, and he tries to start to put his foot in the door at the bottom. Roll a perception check. This is contested.
All right. I'm going to silvery barbs this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And give myself advantage.
Mhm.
So perception.
Perception, yes.
All right.
Oh,
Let's say 23.
Yeah.
You do notice his foot slipping in to prevent the door from being closed again. But he continues
Good.
his conversation as he does so. And he simply says, "We believe that in your possession and within your party there is a certain Grandantha de Silva, correct?"
May I ask the reason you're asking?
We are of the Royal Charter, and I've asked these two fine guards to accompany him and the party, if needs be, back to the city. I see that you have paid up and are rested for the night and are about to rest for the night, so we won't disturb your sleep any further. But by a royal decree, we insist to accompany you to protect the royal goldsmith.
Steve turns towards Gary and like motions him to come forward.
He's standing back. He's actually moved back towards the window and he's shaking his head.
Oh, what should I do?
is there any deceit? Because I'm assuming they're talking a little bit loud where I could hear it.
You can certainly
Yeah.
hear it.
Is there any
Jess wakes
deceit?
up.
Yep.
Jess wakes up with all the commotion and is like, "There's nobody around here. Respect sleep."
Oh, we do apologise, but this is rather important and it cannot wait.
You just said it could wait till tomorrow. And you
Ass-
received we'd paid up and we're resting. So what if that's the case and it can wait till tomorrow, kindly leave and come back in the morning and let
Okay.
us sleep.
Osiris, roll an insight check with disadvantage because you can't see them. You can only hear them.
Yep. Oh, that's so sad.
Hey, at least you're consistent.
It's the fucking dice is cocked on my screen, but it was 2 8 10.
Do you want me to
Come on,
silver?
I mean, if you want to.
Can I do an
let me know
insight
one
to
word.
see?
Yeah.
I can
do an
do it
insight
in-
to see
Yeah, go for it.
if they're listening to me saying come back tomorrow because like let us sleep. Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
You can silver bounce that.
So, Osiris, on your 10, you can't tell.
He's just going to shake his head at Wesley. Just
Jess.
Steve.
Mhm.
On your 16, you determine from the voice that there is a nervous nervous undertone to
Mhm.
what he's saying. You hone in on it somewhat, and you hear the faltering in his voice, slightly giving away that he may not be completely honest at this moment.
Okay. So Jess will then kind of get up and be like, look, you said you'd escort us in the morning. It's now very, very late. And then you say this can't wait. Clearly, it can wait if you're happy to escort us in the morning. Come back then. And then she will close the door on them if she can. Like, I don't care if his foot's going to get trapped in the door. I will try and close the door.
Okay, roll a strength check as
Oh no!
one of the guards moves up and puts his shoulder to the door.
Can I give the help action?
God.
You can indeed.
Please, because my strength is awful. I've still got heroic. I've still got heroic inspiration from last time. I'm going to save that though. I have a feeling I'll need that.
Could you
That's
count
one.
what-
Oh, I was going to need that. Okay, 13.
Diablo, reroll
1
that
week.
21. Silvery barbs.
Again,
No,
reroll
me.
a third time.
Me.
Oh, yeah.
Me.
Oh.
Ooh.
And I will give Jess advantage.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I needed that.
You successfully slam the door before the guard's shoulder can hit it to barge it open.
Are there any locks on our doors?
Nope.
Dang it. Is there like a chair nearby I could like hook under the handle?
Yeah, there is.
I will grab a chair and hook it under the like handle so it kind of locks it and can't be opened from the outside.
It'd certainly make it more difficult.
Yeah, I'll do that if that's okay. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'll just grab the nearest chair and hook it on the handle, and I will kind of signal to the others that they're not what they appear. Like I'll mouth it, like I'll shake my head and be like, they are not who they say they are.
Gary looks up and he's like, I know. I've known the moment I saw them. Do you remember I pointed out that something didn't seem right about them? The two guards.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Well, we have until tomorrow to think about what we're going to do. And I suggest we get a good night's sleep.
As you say that, you hear the first bang on the door, as though something is trying to break down the door.
Oh, for goodness
I
sake.
would like to cast another spell.
Go for it.
Arcane Lock.
Go on.
Give me 1 second to put it through.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
So I've casted the spell. It's
Uh-huh.
want me to describe it?
Yes, please.
Alright, Arcane Lock. You touch a closed door, window, gate, container, or hatch and magically lock it for the duration. This lock can't be unlocked by any non-magical means. You and any creatures you designate when you cast the spell can open and close the object despite the lock. You can also set a password that, when spoken within 5 feet of the objects, unlocks for 1 minute.
How long does the spell last?
Give me a second. Until dispelled.
Okay. So the door cannot be opened, correct?
Correct.
Fine.
I think you screwed over the DM. Well done.
The
Oh,
door
something worse is gonna
cannot
happen.
be opened, but they're not trying to open the door.
Mm.
You hear another crash into the door itself.
I think it's time to go out the window.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Grab blankets, grab whatever you
Fine.
want.
We need to leave.
Let's just like shove everything into our bags and like I won't even pack. I'll just shove it all into my rucksack and throw it over my. Jess is not happy.
I'll carry all the heavy shit.
This was the first chance I had at having a proper sleep in a proper bed, and these bastards have ruined that for me.
I heard that,
Hold on.
and
Hold on,
as
hold
you
on.
hear
You were meant to.
as you hear him shout that, there's a little bit more anger in his voice, and he smashes into the door once more.
Oh, just
Jess
go.
yells back. You were meant to.
Open up the window, start to throw down rope.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah, let's just go.
Yeah. We are leaving.
Tie it to the bed and just hop down.
You all need to give me a dexterity check, bearing in mind you are jumping out the window using a rope, so with advantage.
Oh no.
Do this as a group, so the overall group roll will be the...
Oh, I did a save. Sorry. I was meant to do
Wait, did we-
check.
What am
Did
I
you
doing?
say save or
Check.
check?
Sorry.
We have
I'm
advantage.
okay.
reading. Right, ignore my rolls. I've rolled the wrong thing.
Ignore my roll and oh.
I will roll one more
that
time
one?
because of advantage.
Uh-huh.
My dice is cold. What do I do? It's a digital one. Help.
It was advantage. It's fine. I rolled the wrong thing first. Okay, that's better.
Oh, nice, Jess.
It was
So
cold.
So,
Reroll. Oh hell yeah! I'm so glad it made me reroll. Why did it
with
was an 18?
half of the group succeeding and the other half of the group failing, Aura, Gary needs to roll as well. So we'll roll for Gary.
I'd like to point out it is a 21, but it didn't add my multiplier. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
D&D
for me,
Beyond has not been adding multipliers recently.
It added the
Um,
multiplier for the first one. The second
Yeah.
one.
I think they
Well,
broke
mine-
something.
I have a 11. Oh god.
It's a little bit cumbersome and a little bit awkward as you are trying to exit the window. There's a little bit of argy-bargy. You do all make it down, but not as cleanly as you would like. But you make it down. Everyone is with you, and you are outside around the back of this tavern, the Pail and Bucket.
We need to leave. I'm whispering that we need to leave.
Yeah.
Either quietly or quickly. Which one? We'll decide now.
Just go, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we should book it.
Alright,
Yeah.
fine, we run.
As you begin to run and move, you hear a mighty crash as the door breaks. You can't see it, but the entertaining thing would be this little bit of floating wood where the arcane lock is still holding. But the rest of the door breaks around it. And as you begin to run off, for those that look up briefly, you see one of the guards shouting at you from out the window. Get back here! But you begin to run into the night. Where are you heading? Towards the city or out the village? What are you doing?
Steve turns to Gary. Gary, where do you think we should go?
Get to the city. We really need to move.
To the city it is. And give me a second.
I'll also be on lookout for anyone else, because there was talk of bandits. If there are any bandits in the area.
Are you going to be running a constant perception, like keeping watch as you're moving? Bearing in mind you are moving at double pace at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And none of you have yet slept. So, sorry about that. We are having a few technical difficulties at this moment in time. However, we are back on the stream, and to just quickly recap what's happened, the guards have burst through the door after an arcane lock was put on it. They managed to break down the remainder of the door. The party has managed to escape out of the window and have acquired a point of exhaustion as they ran away and out of the town. From that, they have now gone stealthy and have moved into a wheat field. And as they've gone into the wheat field, they have heard guards on horses and hoofbeats leaving the town at pace on the main road. And that's where we are rejoining after the technical difficulties that we've just been having. So, with that, let's continue on with the adventure. What are you lot doing as you sit in this wheat field about 60 feet from the road, underneath the top level of the wheat field? Hello? What are you doing?
Oh God.
Question, are we safe for now?
It seems so, yes.
Alright, I am going to ritual cast Unseen Servant.
Okay.
And so the Unseen Servant is, well, invisible.
Yep.
And I would like to command the Unseen Servant to scout ahead for anything looking for us in near the city.
So the city's about a day and a half's journey away from where you are.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So in that case, I want to make the Unseen Servant float above us and alert me if anyone comes close to our position.
Of course. This is where we are going to leave tonight's session, out in the wheat field, with the Unseen Servant floating above as you settle down for, hopefully, a night of rest.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm feeling very
Okay.
sleep-deprived.
We are so done.
Cool.